Hey there, shoobeedoodlers. Today I'm going to show you how to draw the mother, or is it the father or the grandfather, or whatever, of all doodling designs. And this is the Paisley design. And there are different thoughts about where this comes from, and you can make it kind of fat or thin or whatever you want. But basically you've got this kind of ball kind of end, and it swoops around. And it could be based on a kind of a date palm frond or something. Or there's another theory that it could be a cypress tree, which kind of Oriental gardens were sort of filled with, which would be a tall tree like that. And then when the wind blows, it kind of blows over like that, and that's kind of where the design comes from. Now this is actually an ancient kind of Eastern design, but it has the name Paisley, which comes from a town in Scotland. And the reason being that this pattern sort of came on material and scarves and things like that. And the pattern became very popular. They started making Paisley shawls in the town of Paisley in Scotland. And I think they were made out of silk, or cashmere, I think also was another thing it was made of. It wasn't a proper cashmere, it wasn't a proper Paisley shawl, I don't think, unless you could pull the whole thing through your wedding ring, and because it was so finely made. Just kind of start off by doing some of these inner circles, and then what am I going to do? You can do anything really here. I'm just going to do something very, very simple around this edge. And we could maybe put a dot in each one. I don't think you can really overdo the Paisley pattern. The only thing really is this shape, the outer shape, and then you can just go doodling mad inside it. And the thing about this is kind of repetition, and some people will get very, very bored at doing this, and some people really quite enjoy doing it. And there are times when I get bored and I just want to, and then it all goes wrong. And so I quite like doing this because it makes me stop and think and do it properly. I'm prone to just scribble sometimes, so so doing this kind of thing is really good for kind of hand-eye coordination and just calming down. It is a very calming kind of thing to do. I think in the middle, I'm going to put some flowers in the middle here. And I'm going to do some very kind of 1960s Mary Quant kind of flowers. This pattern was really big in the 1960s. I'm doing these lines to kind of split up this area into neat sections, and then I'm going to draw all the way around. That's probably quicker doing it, more flowing doing it this way. Now I don't know where this is going to lead at all, but let's just see what happens if you draw a kind of a sinewy line down the middle there. And then I think it's going to need circles in these spaces. I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. Should I shade them in, or I'm going to erase my pencil lines, making sure that the ink is dry. Now you can decorate the outside of the pattern as well. And I'm going to put a little flick in each one. I was just thinking, shall I colour this in? And then I thought, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a really good scan of this, and if you go to my website, you can download it and colour it in yourself if you like. I'm thinking I need a bit of tone to break this up a bit. I'm going to put some simple tone in this layer or level. It's kind of like an onion, isn't it, with onion skin layers. Something tells me this should be really dark in here. So I'm going to shade this in, and if those white spots aren't big enough, I'm going to paint them in on top, because I didn't really plan ahead for that. I should have made the spots a bit bigger. I think these centres of the flowers need some kind of texture as well, so I'll just put sort of dots in there. And then these circles, I'm going to put an inner circle and a dot, and that will give a kind of shadow to them, raise them a little bit. And then here I might kind of do the same, and then I'm going to put up an extra line around the outside as a kind of a shadow. Let's try and give it a bit of kind of three-dimensional life to it. I think we're almost there, and now what I'm going to do is go all the way around the outside. And this is where I think this pattern sort of becomes quite organic, because it's almost like a caterpillar, hairy caterpillar, or some weird creature you'd find under the sea. I'm going to put a little pattern on the end of it, just to kind of line across to stop it, and then a dot on the end. And I think there's a million different versions of this. I gather there's a museum of kind of Paisley designs in the town of Paisley. I've never been to Paisley. Not that I know. Actually, I may have been. It's kind of in around Glasgow, I think. So I may well have been on a library visit once or something, and not knowing I was there, I get taken around. It'd be really interesting to go and see the Paisley Museum and see all the Paisley Pattern shawls. So there you go, the Paisley Pattern. If you'd like to see more illustration videos by Shoe Rayner, subscribe to this channel on YouTube right now. For more insights into Shoe's life as an author and illustrator, join him on Patreon. In the meantime, keep drawing, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.